Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. It is Sunday. It is Sunday. And I am just here for a Sunday check-in. Please don't get too comfortable. This is not a Sunday report. I have to be in Patreon tonight. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I mean, even if Brian Corn sex tape drops, I just can't cover it. I gotta be in Patreon tonight. I have to. It's just I can't. I can't go another minute postponing or canceling Patreon, y'all. It did not snow in Atlanta proper. It was south of Metro Atlanta, so I never got the snow. But baby, when I tell y'all, it's cold. Oh, it was the weather for snow, but Atlanta proper, we didn't really see anything today. But it is snowing in Metro Atlanta. I will say that it is snowing in Metro Atlanta. So yeah, that was to see that and hear that. It's like, oh my God, what the, let me bring these lips in just a little bit. Okay. Bishop Whitehead, honey, look like he just got to eat a box of Church's chicken. I like my gloss, but I don't like it to be too, I'm not trying to tantalize nobody. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to turn nobody on, Dr. Golden, where have you been? Where have you been, Dr. Golden? I'm paging Dr. Golden. Hey, Lindy. It snowed in Alabama this morning. Now it's gone. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. Whew, it's just a lot going on. Hey, Alicia, LaGreta, Lindy, all the L's. Lynn, yeah. First Lady Butler, Lisa Butler out of Detroit. Hey, Shaky Williams, thank y'all for tuning in. Jenny D, I see you. Dr. Tonya, all of our doctors, earned degree doctor, okay. All of our earned doctorate folks that are here, thank you. Cece, I see you. Clifford, my brother from Los Angeles. Brother Curtis, checking in from Mobile. Black Coffee. Hey, everybody. Michelle Holly. Listen, I'm not going to be long, y'all. Yeah, I'm not going to be long. I just can't be long tonight. You know how they say in the Baptist church and the Pentecostal church too. It is my task to not be before you too long, y'all. I don't want to be before you too long tonight because I got some more production to do, and then I got to get ready for Patreon tonight. If you do not know, if you're not a Patreon, we will be live tonight with our, what is it called? Oh, it's called the Sunday Sizzle. That is tonight. You need to be there for the Sunday Sizzle. It is a Patreon live exclusive. So we're basically live in Patreon, okay? Thank you, First Lady Butler. I appreciate that. Thank you for putting a color on it. We need to get to 100 likes, though, y'all. We need to get to 100 likes. Meet me in Patreon tonight. Be sure to be there. Meet me in there, okay? Meet me in there. We got a lot to talk about. A lot of tea, and some more tea. Okay. 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 All the kids are in Atlanta this weekend. Little snow with no. I remember one year it was raining Labor Day weekend. It was a really bad hurricane remnants. Not a hurricane, but the after effects of a hurricane. It didn't stop. It didn't stop gay pride, honey. The kids are here. I've seen a lot of faces, familiar faces today at church. Yeah, and let me speak about church, y'all. Let me talk about church. Over here, he's been telling me, Bishop wants to meet you. Bishop wants to meet you. And today I said, I stayed until the very, very end to the benediction. Because usually after I put my offering in, as most black folks do after offering, we just keep on walking. And y'all know that's what we do, some of us, right? But today I stayed to the benediction. And I said, I'm gonna go up here and hug my brother, because usually he'll see me from the pulpit, and then he said, I see you when you tipped out that door. And so But today I said I'm gonna go up here and actually hug my brother, because him and Samara been cutting up about I don't want nobody to take me nowhere, and I don't want nobody. So I said I'm gonna go up here today and just hug his neck, and so I go up to hug him, hug Overseer Ware, and he says, "Come on back here, you gotta meet Bishop, And so I said, "Okay, let me go back." And I was like, "Oh my God, I'm nervous, right? Why I'm nervous, I don't know, but I'm nervous." Okay. And so I go in the back, I meet Bishop and First Gentleman. The clergy staff is there in his office. And I ain't gonna lie to you, it's like when you meet people like Yvette Flunder and Bishop Allen, and of course, my late spiritual father, Archbishop Carl Bean, they almost seem like heavenly almost. There's a aura or presence that they carry, right? You have to be in their presence to know what I'm talking about. But what's so soothing is they're very down to earth. They're down to earth and they're very approachable, right? Samara, I was actually not going anywhere other than home after service, Samara. So I sit down at his desk, and he starts talking to me, and I know he knew who I was. I know he knew who I was, because Overseer Ware had told me, he remembers you. But then he, commits to telling me, like, he enjoys what I do. He knows what I'm like. But you got to play it off like and then telling me like the things that I do and how I do it, and speaking truth to, well, I want to use that terminology, advocating for things. And I'm like, oh my God. That was just surreal to me. And then you go into this feeling of, it's the same thing when I was at Reformation, and all of these people just start coming up to me at Reformation telling me, hi, Tyesse. It's that same feeling, like, oh my God, they saw my work. But they've all probably saw, some of the cutting up itch. That's why they say that, LaGreta. You never know who's watching you. But not only that, they're not just peeking in and just looking at you for a couple of seconds. They know your work and they know what you do. And so that was just so touching to me. And it wasn't just a little quick, let me say a few words to you, and then the handlers hauled you off. I sat at his desk and talked to him. So, it wasn't that thing that these churches do. Like, you sit and talk to Bishop for like 1 second, and then some people just haul you off. He sat and talked to me. He was present. He looked me in my face. He hugged me. And I let him know that I will be joining. I will be joining the membership. Was able to get a picture with him. Was able to get a picture with him and First G, which is really like one of the highlights of my Atlanta visit so far. Now, like, I ain't gonna say visit, my Atlanta residency, y'all. Yeah, that just was a highlight for me. So that was just a really beautiful moment. I did see Daryl Walters. Some of you guys may remember him from Pyro Media. He was a blogger, a commentator over there, and I had saw him at New Year's watch night service, and he hugged me. He was like, "Oh my God, Tyesse." And I was like, "Yeah, I live here now." And so I saw him again today, and we were talking. And just sometimes you just never, sometimes people don't know each other like until you get to talk to each other. If that makes sense, Tyesse. Sometimes there are perceptions of us, that people don't really know, because the internet gives off these perceptions of people. And does anybody know what I'm talking about? People are oftentimes shocked when they meet you and they're like, oh my God, They are. They're oftentimes shocked when they meet you because you are like totally different. And I'm not talking about, you know how people say, well, you're different in real life than you're online. I'm not talking about being like a whole nother person, but people do be like, it's almost like, well, you're nothing like what people say you are. It's that energy, you know. Mhm. Yeah, I have been, you know, in the know of Oceana's ministry because my spiritual father is a part of what I call that triad. That's Oceana, Yvette Flunder, and Archbishop Carl Bean. It's kind of like that's the holy grail of liberation theology, in my opinion. You can feel how you feel about that, right? Yeah. Uh I saw your girl was there today. I'm gonna get who you talking about. Let me see, because I'm gonna get to that in just a second. Let me see who you talking about first. Are you talking about the comedian? Are you talking about the comedian? Because baby, I have a story to tell you about that. I was gonna get to that. I want to get the good stuff out first. You talking about the comedian? Mm-hmm. I'm trying to see. I saw your girl was there today. I want to make sure I'm talking about the same person that Samara talking about. Okay, let me know who you talking about, Samara. Okay. Okay. I'm waiting for someone to. Uh-huh. Are y'all talking about the same person I'm talking about? Well, whoever y'all talking about, um, is she a comedian? I'm talking about Flame Monroe. I'm gonna just Flame Monroe. Is she a comedian? Yeah, Flame Monroe's a comedian. Is that who y'all talking about? And we gotta get up out of here in about 15 minutes, y'all. I'm serious. Okay, is that who y'all talking about? If that's not who y'all talking about. So I saw Flame. We were both waiting to go to meet with the bishop. I came in. She was already sitting. She was already sitting on the couch to go meet with Bishop, and I sat down on the couch next to her, right outside of Bishop's office, and I spoke. I said, "Hi, Flame," and she said, "Hi." So when she said hi, I just felt like, okay, all right. So she said hi. Okay. So far so good, right? So far so good. I'm telling you exactly how it happened. So she's sitting there and she says hi, and um and then Overseer Ware brings me into the office. I meet with Bishop, as I said, and then as I'm leaving my meeting with Bishop, I stop and I tell her, I said, "Can I have a second with you, Flame Monroe?" Well, I said, "Can I have a second with you, Flame?" And she looked at me in my face and she said, "Absolutely not." This is the bishop's office. So I said, "Okay." And me and Overseer Ware walked out. So, okay. Because I really wanted to just like be like, Flame, things are in the past. Let things bygones be bygones. Hmm. I was just going to basically just say, Flame, I'm sorry if I offended you or hurt you with some of my commentary on your stance. She said, "Absolutely not." Now listen, I spoke with Overseer Ware. Overseer Ware, it is what it is. And we walked. I hugged my brother. I took a picture with him, and I walked on and got on the Mount Uber Black and came to my luxury loft. That's what I did. Right? Okay. But I'm gonna tell y'all this, Top Squad new followers and friends. I'm gonna tell y'all this. Sometimes that kind of makes people not want to be the first step person. When something like that happens, it kind of like makes you not want to be the first. Y'all don't know, people be like, that's why I don't never try to break the ice first, because you know how people can be. Right? So, but I understand if you're in your feelings and you never got out of your. I get it. So it's not like I'm just like, oh my God, I can't. Now I can say this, y'all, and it's not being shady. Bishop's sermon was about that what happened. It was. He preached from Mark 11, 22, 23, and 24. And that's what he was kind of preaching about today. But nevertheless, the Bible instructs me, Angie, to shake the dust off my feet and keep on going. So maybe she wasn't there. Maybe Flame wasn't there when Bishop was reading that part, because he was talking about, if you're going to go to God in prayer, you cannot go to God in prayer and have an altar of beef or having any type of issues with anybody of unforgiveness. That's what he said. That's why a lot of your prayers are not getting off the ground. If you really want these prayers to be effective, you cannot be having, hatred and anxiety. I ain't gonna say anxiety, but hatred and anger in your heart. All I know is this, y'all. I can tell y'all, this is why a lot of people don't like to be the first step person. So she didn't get anything from. I don't want to make this about her and what she got. I don't want to make this about her at all. I'm just saying, y'all, I spoke. I thought, well, maybe since she responded to the speacation, maybe, the ice was broken a little bit. Listen, y'all. This is what I'm telling y'all. At the time when it happened, because I was on Facebook. That can tell you how long ago it was. I was on Facebook when this happened. All this stuff came about, and all this, the Breakfast Club, and all of these things were happening, and first of all, I couldn't believe somebody I personally knew that I had their phone, and my phone will be speaking out against their own community like that, And so I took to Facebook Live. And I won't sit up here and lie to y'all. I let it rip. I let it rip. And she then sent me either a DM or a text message letting me know that she was going to block me. She sent it to me. I just can't remember, was it a DM or a text message? And that was it. And then, we started seeing each other in people's lives and in people's chats, and there was shade being thrown in the chats, for a couple of years. And then, of course, over time, you just kind of like move on, But yeah, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. When it comes to the gay community, yeah, I went hard in the paint. Yeah, I spoke up for the gay community. I did. That's what I do. That's in me. I can't help it, y'all. I went hard in the paint because that's how I felt at that time, and I'm not even apologizing. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not even apologizing for what I'm saying, what I said. I'm not. What I apologize for is just like all of the after effect energy. That's all I was apologizing for. Like, girl, there's a little energy. I get it. But in the words of Bernadine Harris from Waiting to Exhale, I can guarantee you it will not happen again. But we shouldn't let that override the magnanimous sitting downage with Bishop O.C. Allens, with O.C. Allens today. It was just really, truly a beautiful moment. Yeah, I mean, maybe she just wasn't there, Timbri. I just think maybe her heart wasn't ready for, making amends. And, I have been dealing with my mouth since I was a child. I've been dealing with, people just can't take my mouth. They can't take it. I've been dealing with this a very long time, this mouth of mine, and, people, some can take it, some can't, you know what I'm saying? And once I get in that mode, once I get in that zone, it is what it is, I know that's why she wasn't ready. Yeah, she wasn't ready, but I don't want to make this about her. We're just going to allow her to be great and, be whoever she wants to be, Okay, can we move on from her? Because I don't want that to overshadow me sitting with Bishop O.C. Allen and First G and meeting them, I really could have kept that story to myself and I told nobody. Were you called back into the bishop's office before Flame? They may have been we were there together at the same time. We were there together at the same time. But she just probably just hasn't been able to process all of her feelings. She just probably hasn't been. I know. I've been in those moments where, I've tried to work out something with another blogger. It just didn't work out. We tried multiple times. Then I get triggered, and then, it's World War III. Pam says my face changes when I'm in the presence of that blogger. She said, Tyesse, you don't see it, but you once that person starts lying, your face changes. And I watched the video back, and Pam was not lying. I lose it. How many Aquarians too? And my grandmother used to say to me, my mouth would either, yeah. So, sometimes people are just not ready. And, I think I was trying to make amends with the blogger I was just mentioning. I was trying to put my best foot forward with him. But here's the thing. He's a compulsive, pathological liar. So how can you ever work something out with somebody like that? How? If he tells you it's Tuesday, it's a lie. He can tell you that this is January. It's probably a lie, although it's the truth, but he's probably lying anyways, so yeah. Does the praise team stand on the floor? I couldn't hardly see them. Good praise and worship. No, the praise team is in the pulpit. The praise dancers are on the bottom floor. Now you tend to offer the olive branch first. I just noticed that. Well, yeah. I tried to apologize to London and Darius. They looked at me in my face and told me no, because we know you don't mean it. Here's what I know to be true, Ty Squad. Here's what I know to be true. Okay. Some of y'all may have saw that when I apologized to Darius and London. Oh no, you don't mean it. Now I'm telling them from my heart, I apologize. I'm sorry if there's been anything that's ever happened. Remember, I apologize. I tried to apologize to that closeted gay man in Fresno. Remember, I tried to apologize to him through Brother Ray. He sent a message back, absolutely not. Do y'all remember that? I tried to apologize to him. Then he says that I was trying to, he thinks that I was probably trying to clout chase off of him when he got his start through me. Coming over here. These girls, they forget, they forget, y'all, But I be trying, y'all. I be trying. I don't know. These girls, I think what they don't want, because see, here's what I think. It's Truth Telling Sunday. And we're going to get the hell up out of here in about 22 minutes. It's Truth Telling Sunday. Here's what I believe to be true. Okay. This is my theory, and y'all let me know. Thank you, Brother Ben. Brother Ben said he's seen them all. Here's what I know to be true. People do not want to they don't want to accept an apology, because when you accept the apology, that person can no longer be used as an enemy or a person that's bad. Or if there's no fixing of the fixation or none of that, then you can still keep them as an enemy. You de-villainize the person when you accept an apology. That's why with that other blogger from that other situation, some of y'all know who I'm talking about. There were several attempts and offers for me and that blogger to at least have a conversation. The other blogger, y'all know who I'm talking about, the one from last night. And so, of course, I knew She not gonna do no damn. She ain't gonna sit down and talk to me about nothing. For what? I have to be used as the person that is the issue. I'm the person that is the problem. So I don't know, y'all. I don't know who the person from last night that had the mental breakdown last night. So I could have told everybody that person not going to sit down and talk to me about nothing. I'm the person that they have to use to be that person that's the evil person. Yeah, I'm just saying. I could tell you were enjoying the service. Yes. And that's called being the scapegoat type, is serving them. I am learning after watching that video last night of that content creator and watching all that transpired. What I am learning about myself, Tyesse Jackson von Versenberg, formerly Stevenson, what I am learning about myself is that I am oftentimes a threat to people. I am. I'm a threat to these girls. A lot of these girls, I'm a threat. I am. And that's why they oftentimes try to make you out to be just, the worst, and try to read and try to throw you under the bus and try to treat you like trash, because they know deep down inside what you have and what you give, That's why they say you're insignificant. Your channel's not going nowhere. Your channel's not growing. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. I'm just saying. I will say this to everybody. I am just on here doing the best I can. That's all I'm going to be continuing to do, is the best I can. All this rigmarole and all this, I don't have time for it. I really don't. I don't want to dig into that. That's why I said we won't be doing any active battles, active beefing in 2026. People will be on their channels just yelling at the top of their lungs by themselves. I just won't be participating in it. I just won't. I'm sorry. Now, if I need to have a discussion, if I need to, if I throw some shade or some tea, I will use it sparingly. I won't even use 2025 levels. If I need to do that, that's just what I'm going to do. I think what we make a mistake with these bloggers is that as bloggers, we tend to do these grand resets. And that's why we fail, because the environment this is what I've been thinking about since January 1st. The environment that we're in on YouTube, doing these grand resets, the reason they never work, the cleanses and all this stuff, the reason they don't work, this environment is just too murky. It's too janky, you guys. So that's why we try to do our best to just say, listen, January 1st, I hit the ground with the thought of, I'm not about to be out here in the streets, busting bottles, kicking indoors. I'm not going to do it. I mean, what has these girls have said what they've said over and over again. Matter of fact, I'm going to be honest. A lot of y'all have been saying it. Some of the reads are getting really redundant at this point. Like, how many times can you say the same read over and over again? The same reads, just recycled reads over and over and over again. How many times can you say the same thing? Y'all have told me that, like, girl, these reads are getting like, okay, giving some sort of pressure or, prestige. So I don't know. The same blogger was just saying, the same blogger that had the meltdown last night was just saying concerning me, maybe a week or two ago, that they were going to be contacting YouTube or contacting somebody to draft legislation to get people mental health. That's what they were just saying. You can pull the tape, roll the tape. Was just saying that they're going to be passing or trying to get. Am I lying? Let me know if I'm lying. throwing shade at me. Let me know if I'm telling a lie. That they were going to be trying to get some legislation passed where you have to have a mental health evaluation to be on YouTube. That's what they said. Those are facts. And now we have 5 hours and 17 minutes, a case study on YouTube that will forever be archived in the annals of YouTube from yesterday. 5 hours and 17 minutes, a case study. Those are facts. So I'm just saying, y'all, I just want to be the best blogger I can be and give my followers the best content that I can give them under the circumstances of what we're living under here in this Gestapo, under this demon on Pennsylvania Avenue. That's what I'm trying to do. And that's just the bottom line, y'all. And I'm just done with it. Give me 1 second, Tyesse Squad. Give me 1 minute. And that's why I say, honey, that's why I say, baby, I don't know. I don't know what these girls be going through. I don't know what these girls be going through. So right now, though, after that, me and the Tyesse Squad, we checked out. We won't be looking at none of that shit. Anything that comes subsequently after that, we wouldn't know. We won't know about it because we just don't have. I don't have time. I'm a content creator. I have to come up with shows. I got to make slides. I got to do audio. I don't have time. I don't have time for all of that. So just let these people. Just let them melt down, and eventually, honey, either they'll get picked up and Baker Act, or they'll just dissolve away into the abyss, of YouTube, because we just don't have time. We have way too much going on over here. I am approaching a new milestone of 17,000 subs. Can you do me a big favor and let 5 people know about the channel? We are facing a milestone. Yes. Subsequent to the events you have just witnessed. Yeah. Can we get to 200 likes if there's 471 people here? Can we get to let me teach a small master class, just a little small master class. Okay. We're almost at 17,000. We just need you to make sure that you get the word out, and we will be having our 1717 celebration sponsored by Tetchinger and Tetchinger. Okay. Let me teach just another small master class really quickly. Thank y'all so much. Let me just do this really small master class. Can we get 14 likes to get to 200 likes? Thank you so much. I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you. Yes, I'm talking to you. Yes. You're from those other channels, right? You're from those other channels. You watch me day in and day out. I'm not going to cuss you out. Don't worry. I'm not going to cuss you out. I'm not going to read you. I'm not going to shade you. I just want to say this to you. Okay. And y'all, there's a delegation of y'all that's always running around telling me, well, I only watch a few minutes. I don't really watch him like that. I only watch a few minutes. And then you look at the number and it never really fluctuates. Like it don't really drastically fluctuate. So we know you're lying. Okay. But let me just say this to y'all, to all of you girls in the back, in the bushes. You know what I'm saying? I understand we have a lot of people from the church world, and because they're armor bearers and adjutants and people, they don't want to come out. And we respect that. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about a lot of you girls that, church hop. There's nothing wrong with it. You can watch, you can come over here and watch. You can come over here and enjoy my content. But there's something off about you coming over here every day, day in and day out, and don't even have the wherewithal to hit the like button. We can get those 100 new subscribers tonight. It's not as easy as it seems, Theo. Because they're here. They can do it, but it's not easy. because they just don't like you, and then they can't let themselves be known because their leader is going to see them. So they can't even come out and say hello or hi or nothing. They have to hide out in the bushes, like they're, having a session at Piedmont Park. you know Thank y'all so much. So I try to avail myself to those people. I try to avail myself and say to them all the time, if you need to come out the bushes and we can reevaluate your asylum application, we can do that. Now, of course, there's some people that just cannot come back over here. Unfortunately, it's just not a good fit. And like every time I go to Cruises chat, every time I go, who else? I think in AT2 chat, there's always 5 people that said, he blocked me, and then I be like, well, how did you get blocked? Because some of these people, they come over here and just like they told Kim Fields on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, you're just not a good fit. We might need to shake some trees if y'all want to buy a couple of memberships right now, you can buy a couple of memberships. We can see who's been over here. You can do that. You want to buy a membership? Everybody can buy one membership, if you're not a member, or give some memberships, right? And then we can see who all been over here. I may do it. Let me do a few. Let me see if I can do it. Let me gift a few memberships. One moment. I'm gonna gift a few memberships and see how many am I gonna do. I don't need all these people in my membership. I don't need to do this to prove no point. But sometimes you want to just shake the bushes and see who all up in here. Okay, somebody already bought some. Okay. Oh wow. Okay, Miss Cruz. I see Miss Cruz got her membership. Uh-huh. Netta, is that Miss Netta? Oh wow. Okay, I'm gonna do 20 memberships. Oh, Culture Connection got a membership. Cool. I'm gonna do 20 memberships and see. Let me see what I can shake up and see what I can come up with. Okay. Let me see who all come up here now. Uh-huh. Oh, Jesus. Now we don't see none of these people. None of these people, y'all look at this. None of these people are people we know. Except I see Chastani knows, but yeah, these are people those are the people we're talking about that are in the bushes. And they may or may not be here live right now. It just goes by people that view you. Wow. They're already subscribers. Yeah. That's why we said these are all people, y'all. These are all people that are just over here. They're just, they're over. Welcome. It ain't nothing but that 99-cent membership, y'all. It ain't like it's a $19.99 membership. Okay, y'all don't have to keep doing it. We don't want to keep that all in. Okay. Okay, no more. Let me see who else we got here. Hold on, not too much. Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay, some of these names. Ooh, Jesus. Oh wow. Oh wow. Wow. Okay. I'm seeing some names from them other channels. Hey Antonio. I'm seeing some names. Yeah, they be over here. They be over here. I view from the bushes every chance I get and comment. You already vetted me. Okay, we didn't say nothing about you, WJ99. Thank you though. Yeah, we know WA99. And it got to the point, it's like, well, I started trying to be better with, the vetting process. I think I have done a 180 with how I talk to people, how I talk to these girls. I think I've done a 180. I think I've done a lot of work, Oh, I didn't got my cross on. Oh my God. I didn't got the cross on. They be working witchcraft, putting my names in water bottles and stuff, y'all. Got to put my damn cross on. They be putting my name in water bottles, burying my name in the backyard and shit. Yeah. That last shake was kind of heavy, wasn't it? Yeah. Got to put my damn chain on. These people, they can't stand. Some of these girls can't stand me, some of these blockers. I never did anything to you. I haven't done anything to you. I have not, sweetheart. I haven't done anything to you. What time is it? Yeah. The resident therapist, she's she be on other platforms and stuff. I try not to treat people I try to treat people differently, but yeah, she be on some other platforms and stuff, the resident therapist. I try not to treat people any differently, Spelling your name with chicken. Yeah, spelling my name with chicken bones and shit. Like, girl, first of all, you gotta understand, I pray for real. Like, I know God for real. All that stuff they be doing, chicken bones and neck bone dust and stuff, girl, oxtail dust. Girl, throw that stuff in the trash can, because God's not going to allow nothing to happen to nobody that worships him and loves him. You got to have a fear and believe that stuff for it to affect you. Girl, take that stuff and throw that stuff in the trash can and stop playing with the devil. Spilling my names and rocks in their backyard and shit, Girl, throw that stuff in the trash can and for the trash man to pick it up tomorrow. Well, tomorrow's a holiday. I'm just saying, Ty Squad, join Patreon. Can we get 5 people to join Patreon right now? We want to see you tonight. We want to see you tonight at 9:30. We're going to be live at 9:30, Ty Squad. If they are melanated like me, I've been on that platform. What I don't do is judge or carry bones down my side. We know. We know. Yeah, you welcome. Everybody that's got memberships, welcome. Welcome anything that's salacious, I put it in the 1995 tier. So, it's all right. Yes, join our Patreon so you'll be ready for tonight at 9:30. Be part of something very, very special. I don't know why so many people in here right now, 500 people. I'm not doing anything but just telling y'all what happened at church today. Okay, I don't know why all these people are in here, because y'all finna get ready to have to go, because I don't know what to tell you. Because we got to go to Patreon. Hold on, let me see what somebody's trying to send me. Oh, this. Okay, they say Marvin Winans. They say Marvin Winans wants one of your paychecks. For his church project. Marvin Winans wants one of your paychecks. Which one are you gonna give him, y'all? And we have a hard time trying to, raise our offerings and stuff sometimes. Because these bush people, they don't want to give nothing. It's the Tyesse Report that keeps us afloat. Marvin Winans wants y'all to get one of your paychecks up. Anybody with common sense. Anybody with common sense. If you don't see what that pipe dream is with that church, I don't know what to tell you. That church is not happening, y'all. They don't have it. They spend all the money, and just, It's just sad. It's just really, really sad that people just don't get it. I look at Brian Carn and his situation. The people they're buying it hook, line, and sinker. And he over there taking up offerings, letting you know with the direction he getting ready to head with them offerings. If there is restitution, he gonna have it. Whatever the amount is, Brian Carter's gonna have it to pay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Marvin, please, not right now. We got Minnesota on fire, Minnesota, anarchy in Minnesota, y'all. We got a lot going on right now. Time watching you in this game. Your Rams are trying to play in the Chicago weather, 18 in the snow. Oh, Jesus. Honey, listen, the Rams better call Tyrone because, yeah, it's kind of rough out there with this cold weather. Where's the game at? Is it in Chicago? Oh, my God. Is there some kind of way they can... Do they have something that they can warm the ground or something? I could have sworn some of those stadiums have heated fields. I can't imagine paying... Look like that would cause some sort of illness out there playing in that cold weather like that. I thought I saw they have stadiums that have heated playing fields. Yeah. Hey, Nakia. Hey, everybody. Thank y'all for tuning in. All right. Like I said, y'all, I want to come on and tell y'all about the great day I had today at church and meeting Bishop Allen and First G. Also want to tell you about my, haven't seen her in years, my, would you say, run-in with Flame Monroe. Just had a great day today overall. Just a great day. Yeah, that's what the Top Squad is saying. The Fire Squad is saying, I would thank those big fans that be having time got heating coils. Okay. Bounce Queen Samara, yeah. Not Chicago. Chicago been playing in the cold since I've been alive. Okay. Yeah, I really let's see, I remember a pastor asked their congregation to take out a second mortgage. Well, Jim Jones told everybody to bring everything you own up there. Jim Jones said, bring your rings, your diamonds, rubies, whatever you have. I'm loving this flannel. Oh, no, this is not flannel, baby. This ain't flannel. This is cotton. Crystal, this ain't flannel. This is cotton. Jim Jones said, bring everything. Checks, everything. Cash, stocks, bonds, CDs, whatever you can bring up here. Because we getting ready to get the hell up out of here. We're going over there to Guyana. That man was sick. That was one sick individual. Y'all, see, they be trying to get me to stay when they be dropping all this tea off all this church tea. They be trying to get me to stay, y'all. Now y'all ain't gonna give me the nighttime squad. We'll talk about it tomorrow night on Church World News. I just know Bishop was talking about people being tricked out of their money. Fleece all of those poor people. Yeah. And see, the thing about the people that went over there, they gave up everything. So if they would have came back to America, they would have had to start over. They wouldn't have had anything. They would have to literally start over. Okay. Detria Turner joined Patreon. We have one person that joined Patreon, y'all. Thank you so much. Now, while we in Patreon, y'all go over there and watch Pam. All of you non-Patreons, go watch my sister Pam. She's going to be live in 30 minutes on Nicki Minaj property estate. Will her mansion be sold to pay her judgment? See, while we in Patreon, y'all going to watch Pam. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all don't want to join Patreon. Do y'all hear me? Y'all don't want to join Patreon, so y'all go watch my sister Pam. Yes, he was sick with it. Who was sick with it? Oh, you talking about Jim Jones? Yeah. Did anybody cook a soulful dinner this evening? Any Top Squad members cooked a roast? Maybe a roast chicken and dumplings, oxtails, anything? Anybody? Anybody cooked anything? Chicken and dumplings. Smothered chicken, smothered potatoes. Did you smother or suffocate something today? Can you please put in the chat what you cooked for Sunday dinner? I don't know why all these people came over here. I don't have no show right now. I'm just letting y'all know. I don't know why all these people came up in here like this. You know, I guess they want me to continue to talk about the events of, you know, I don't have anything else to add about that incident last night. Maybe they thought it was gonna be some more tea over here. It happened. It's over with, y'all. We gotta hit the ground running tomorrow. You know, we gotta, you know, it's Dr. King's day, but we still gotta hit the ground running tomorrow. I mean, everybody saw what happened last night, and that's it. We're gonna move on from it. You know, it's cemented now in, you know, YouTube Hall of Fame, and we're done with that. Didn't cook, but ordered ribs, collards, macaroni and cheese. Yeah, smothered chops, collard greens, and cornbread. Pinto beans yesterday. Yeah, I may make some beans this week myself. I may make some beans myself. Take up an offering. Oh, yeah, I better take up an offering. Oh, let me do this, y'all, so I don't have to worry about it. Let me do this, because I want to. Okay, let me do this, y'all. While there's 500 people, because I may not be able to come back. I'm not going to come back tonight. So let me tell y'all, because there's an update on the case with the man in Florida and Bishop Felton. So let me give you that update. If you want it. If you don't want it, I can go back here and finish producing my show and eat me some chunky cherry ice cream. Do you want the update or not? Y'all talk to me. Let me know what you want. Because see, I can go back here and watch me an episode of the Golden Girls and eat me some chunky cherry ice cream. So y'all let me know if y'all want this update or not concerning the young man over there in Florida. I need 30 yeses. Otherwise, I'm not going to do it. I need 30 yeses. I'm going to give you the update. Okay. I need 30. Okay. That's not what I'm looking for. Oh my God. Don't tell me I deleted it. I had put it in Chat GPT. Oh no. I put it in Chat GPT so it can summarize it for me. Because I'm not going to sit there and act like I'm a lawyer. There you go. Okay. Chat GPT, honey, you are a game changer. Yeah, I want to hear about it. This is concerning Bishop Felton of Minnesota, and the young blogger over there in Tampa, Florida. This was 4 days ago. But I'm here tonight to go ahead and do it tonight. I should have did it 4 days ago when it dropped. Are y'all ready? Okay. The filing is a supplemental memorandum submitted by the plaintiffs, Bishop Wayne R. Felton and the Holy Christian Church International, asking the court to enforce its prior orders against the defendants and to hold the defendants in civil contempt for refusing to comply with the post-judgment requirements. What do you mean by that, Tyesse? The Holy Christian Church International asking the court to enforce its prior orders against the defendants. They're asking to hold the blogger in contempt. Remember, the blogger did not submit anything, and basically said they wasn't submitting. They said they were submitting what they submitted, if that makes sense. Okay. The plaintiff also asked the court to freeze or preserve the defendant's assets so the judgment cannot be evaded. I could have on when this dropped, y'all, I could have really left and made a big thumbnail and just cut up y'all. But you know, I'm trying not to do it like that because people are like, oh my God, you know, why did he be doing it like that? So I'm just gonna give it to you just regular right now. But y'all are hearing what I'm saying, right? I really could have cut up when this dropped 4 days ago. I could have. The plaintiff, Bishop Felton, is asking the court to freeze or preserve the defendant's assets. What is it? Okay, he wants a freeze on them accounts. He wants those accounts frozen and stuff. He wants them frozen in the freezer. Or preserve the defendant's assets, so the judgment cannot be evaded. The document is meant to prepare the court for the February 3rd, 2026 contempt hearing and clarify exactly what relief the plaintiffs are seeking and why. So the day after my 50th birthday, I'm so excited. Oh my God. The day after my 50th birthday, there's going to be a lot going on. Let's go over it. The plaintiffs say the defendants are openly refusing to allow, the plaintiff, Bishop Felton, is saying the defendants are openly refusing to follow the court's lawful post-judgment orders. That is true. I don't know how you're going to be able to get it's the truth. That's what you're doing. Defendants have stated in writing that they will not comply. That is also true, Your Honor. That's true. Plaintiffs argue, Bishop Felton argues, there is a serious risk that the defendants are hiding, transferring, and dissipating assets while enforcement is delayed. Usually people, they tend to hide and run and move things around while everybody is waiting for the court date. Yeah. The court issue now is whether a federal court judgment can be enforced when a judgment debtor deliberately refuses to cooperate. I'm no Pam, but I think so. I think if somebody tells the judge there's a lawful order and they tell the judge, this is what I'm giving you, I'm not giving you nothing else, that is contempt. I'm sorry, all day long. It's contempt. It's contempt, and it's contemptible, And so if you don't want to give out the information, okay. The court, so procedural posture. What has already been decided? Okay. Court has already ordered defendants on September 26, 2025 to complete and serve Form 1.977C. I covered that already. They gave him the form to fill out. Okay. The court already gave the blogger on September 26th the form to complete, which requires sworn disclosure of assets. Defendant tried to dismiss the proceedings. The court denied the request and reaffirmed compliance was mandatory. I covered that. Defendants missed the deadline and still did not comply. You have to be really have lost your mind to be doing this to a federal court. I could see if this was a local, superior court, but a county court or a state court. But to be doing this to a federal court, y'all, I don't know. There has to be something, something going on that we don't know about. He missed the deadline and still did not comply. Instead, they claimed privacy objections and selectively filed partial information publicly. He said, this is what I'm going to give y'all. I'm not giving y'all nothing else. This is what I'm submitting to y'all. The magistrate judge rejected the defendant's arguments, and the district judge adopted the ruling in full. That happened. The upcoming hearing is not about whether the discovery order was proper. That issue is already settled. The only remaining questions are whether the blogger are in willful noncompliance. He is. Whether sanctions and enforcement measures are appropriate. Why wouldn't they be? How many people follow me? How many of y'all really follow me? If you follow me, put orange hearts in the chat. There's two things. The only remaining questions are whether the defendants are in willful noncompliance. Why would you not be? If you gave a partial list of what you wanted to submit, what sanctions and enforcement measures are appropriate? That's all we need from the judge. Let me know if you follow me pretty good. Orange hearts. Willful noncompliance. Plaintiffs, Bishop Felton is arguing all elements of civil contempt are met. All elements. A clear court order exists, 1. Defendants hadn't noticed, 2. Defendants had the ability to comply. Yes, 3. Defendants chose not to. Defendants never sought a stay. The blogger never asked for a stay, extension, or protective order. Instead, they engaged in delayed tactics and explicitly refused compliance. Plaintiffs argue, Bishop Felton argues, the privacy excuse is invalid because, why? Florida rules require disclosure of sensitive financial information. There are lawful ways to protect confidentiality. Nobody wants to see your bank account number. Nobody wants to see your social. It can all be redacted. Nobody wants to see any of your personal sensitive information. Hey, Letitia, good to see you. There are lawful ways to protect confidentiality. Sealing, redaction. That's what I just said. Defendants cannot ignore an order while selectively disclosing information elsewhere. What is the court role? What is the court's role now? Under federal and Florida law, courts have broad authority to enforce judgments. This includes compelling sworn financial disclosure, preventing asset transfers, preserving the status quo, imposing coercive sanctions. Plaintiffs emphasize that they are not, Bishop Felton emphasizes that they are not seeking punishment, but enforcement. See, that's grace. That's grace. He's not even asking for handcuffs. He's not even asking for the boy to be picked up. That's grace. Oh, praise you, Jesus. He not even asked for that boy to be over there because, you know, the federal people can come over there and get you anytime. Plaintiffs emphasize they are not seeking punishment, but enforcement and protection of the judgment. That's all he's asking for. I know some of y'all say he needs to be put in a cell. He needs to be locked up. They need to go right there and get his ass. I know what you're saying. Number 5, the need for immediate assets preservation. Plaintiffs, Bishop Felton argues there is a real risk of irreparable harm because the blogger refused to identify assets under oath. That's all we, that's not we. Stop, Tyesse. That's all everybody wants. What you go down there and get under oath. That's all we want. Just right hand up and tell everything. Because once you tell it, you're under oath, you know. Just say it. Just say it. I don't have anything. And then he will let me be quiet. That's what we need. We need you to get on the witness stand and put your hand up and say you don't have anything. That's what we want. That's what we want for you. Plaintiffs argue that there's a real risk of irreparable harm because the defendants refuse to identify assets under oath. That's what we want. Claim insolvency without proof. Well, I mean, he said that his car, there's no engine. The car don't have no engine. That's what he said. The car don't have no engine or something about the car. So he claims insolvency without proof. I mean, pop the trunk. That would help pop, not the trunk. Pop the hood. Let us look at the car and see if the car really is, give us a mechanics report. Suggest assets may be held indirectly, remain non-compliant even with contempt proceedings pending. Without asset preservation orders, defendants could move or hide assets before discovery is complete. Let me say this to you, Bishop Felton, baby, listen. Honey, with all this time that has gone by since December, child, listen. Since September to now, honey, all that money, what the $100 he had, all that stuff has been, they done moved all that stuff around. Honey, September and this January, child, listen. Good luck. Yeah. Well, had he got that $20,000, he could at least gave him 10. Thanks for the membership. Hi, how are you, TT Aquarius? We never seen you before, but hi. Without asset preservation orders, defendants could move or hide assets before discovery is complete. Plaintiffs ask for temporary, narrowly tailored restrictions to maintain the status quo until compliance occurs. I agree. Mama V said, good luck. Okay, number 6, focus on the February hearing. The hearing is not a discovery dispute. It is about willful noncompliance, obstruction of judgment enforcement, and whether stronger coercive measures are now required. Plaintiffs argue lesser measures have already failed. I mean, how loose are we talking? Are we talking about getting somebody arrested? Or are we talking about asset forfeiture, picking up some items? What are we talking here? Okay. Number 7, specific relief requested. Bishop Felton asked the court to hold the defendants in civil contempt. That's number 1. That'll get the ball rolling. And then order immediate full sworn completion of Form 1.977. That's what I want. I want that form. I want you to swear on that form. That's what Tyesse wants. So I want you to swear on that form under penalty of perjury. That's what we want. Impose daily monetary sanctions into compliance. Now, wait a minute. I mean, the man is already there. He's already broke. He couldn't get the $20,000 from Bishop Jordan. Daily monetary sanctions. Oh my God. Yeah, this is going to bankrupt this guy. Well, he ain't got much already. Okay. Enter a temporary asset preservation injunction. No transfers, concealment, or dissipation of assets. Allow third-party discovery to locate assets held by others. Now, see, that's baby, listen. See, Bishop Felton ain't playing. Because that's what people automatically do. They transfer assets to other people's names. Boyfriends and all kinds of stuff. Neighbors. Allow third-party discovery to locate assets held by others. See, Bishop Felton is covering all his bases. Grant any other relief needed to enforce the judgment. Okay, bottom line, the plaintiffs are telling the court that the defendants have deliberately defied clear court orders. This defiance threatens to make the court's judgment unenforceable, and the court now needs to step in forcefully by holding defendants in contempt, forcing disclosure, freezing assets, imposing sanctions until compliance occurs. And scene. How did I do, Ty Squad? See, I didn't do no shade. I just gave y'all the facts of what's going on with Bishop Felton. Kim Sims says, I need to take up an offering before people start getting out of here. Thank y'all for joining Patreon. Said I need to take up an offering before people start, this number start going. You see, the number start dropping when you start talking about cash. Yeah, Bishop Felton, it's already done. That's going to be the one, but they can see where the transfers go. Bishop Felton, from what I saw right there, he's got all his bases covered. He's got it all covered. It's all going to be, it's going to all come out in the wash. He'll be able to handle all of that, at that time. Okay. All right, y'all. It's almost my time to get up out of here. I'm an hour over. I'm supposed to be on here for a few minutes. But I love y'all so much. I really, really do. Okay, so we're live tonight in Patreon at 9:30. With our Patreon Live exclusive. Okay, y'all got that? Okay, so we're live with that. But right now, I need everybody that can to please get something together. There's no number tonight. Whatever you want to give, whether it's $1 or whether it's $100, we're asking everybody, look on your screen, find the donation platform that works best for you. Our Cash App is $TYESSE 76. $TYESSE 76. That's what we're asking everybody to do right now. Whatever you want to give tonight. Yeah, you can do it tonight. Earl Thomas sent Earl Thomas sent $10 for XOXO. Thank you so much, Earl Thomas. Cecilia Singletary, Miss Lisa sent $10. Thank you, Miss Lisa. We're praying for your continued healing. She sent $10. Miss Lisa. Miss V. LaVersa Moore sent $10. Thank you so much. There's ways to give right there on your screen. We try to do $100 a day. You know, we try to do our best to reach that 100. Sometimes we may do 91 or 93. Sometimes we do the whole 100. You know, we just want you to know that your generosity is appreciated. You know, so whatever you want to give tonight, 5, 10, 15, 20, 50, or 100, we appreciate it. Those are the ways to give on your screen as we get ready to make our way up out of here. Okay, y'all got it. We need 20 more likes as well before you get up out of here. Can we get those 20 more likes, please? Thank you so much. I see people are getting on it because they know I'm going to get up out of here, so they leaving. Can we get those 20 likes? And can you please subscribe to the channel? Help us reach 17,000. It will be a nice birthday gift for me. It would be oh my God, the perfect birthday gift for me to reach 17,000 before February 2nd. I would appreciate it. All right. Thank y'all so much. All right. Bring this down. All right, everybody. Thank y'all for tuning in. Again, we'll be live at 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 if you're in the Central Time Zone, 7:30 if you're in the Mountain Region, and 6:30 if you are on the West Coast. Continue to pray for our girl Callie. Continue to pray for Tie Squad members. I almost forgot. Without going into too much detail, I need everybody tonight, all of you collectively, to please send some love to our girl Callie. She's just going through a transition right now, and she's driving back. She's going to be traveling back to Florida, and she just needs all of your prayers, all of your love. Sappho, you know her. She's one of my beloveds, and so everybody that can, before you go to bed tonight, just surround her with love. If you know her on social media, reach out to her and send her some love. Don't overwhelm her, but just let her know she's thought about it, okay? She's driving back. She should be back on Monday. I think she's going to be back by Monday. So surround our girl Sappho with lots of love. Again, thank you, Miss B, for your generosity. And thank those that also shook the tree. Bees on Mars and Miss Lisa, thank you so much. If you know her, let her know that she is loved and she's thought about. She's just going through a little something right now. But we already know it's done. It's already done. She's going back to Florida. Okay. Sending love to Callie. Yeah. All right, everybody. I think all hearts and minds are clear. Thank you, everybody that gave, everybody that wanted to give. We're going to get up out of here. I'll see you in Patreon. Let me cue the music. Cue the music. I'll see you in Patreon. See you in Patreon, 9:30 sharp. Love you.